Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk North Pocono Track and Field. Senior Matt Kravitz joining us right now. Well, Matt, for you are a long-distance runner. You like getting after it, and, man, you're setting some records there at North Pocono with a rich tradition of guys who could tear up the track, and you happen to be the top guy in the 3,200. Let's first talk about, number one, your top time this year, and, of course, setting that record, how good that felt.
It felt amazing, John. Going into this year, this was my first time trying out the 2-mile and feeling it out of how to run the race and everything. So going into that race, I had the mindset of try to hit a pace, try to get a certain goal in mind, which was actually 9:18. So when I ran and hit that 9:18.4, I was ecstatic. It was everything that I was hoping to hit, and it was a great sign for the rest of the season to come.
Well, very few of us set those goals and really reach them, and to reach a mark like that, as you said, it felt incredible. Talk about that work ethic when you went back and said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, whether you had that conversation with your coaches or your parents or some people in the running community. Tell us about how you kind of said, this is what I want to do.
I was talking with my coaches about the goals and what was a possibility, what I could possibly hit, and I had to get in my mind that no matter who was running, no matter what type of runners there were, or how many kids were on the track, consistently run those times and hit those times. Like the first mile, I had to go out a little slow and then pick up pace for the second mile. And it's kind of tough mentally to tell yourself to pick up halfway through a race, but it was something I tried to practice. I practiced the way I want to run in races, so after a certain amount of time, I'd become accustomed to how to run the race I would like to.
Matt Kravitz joining us here on the John Mendola Show as we talk North Pocono Track and Field. Matt, you talk about the distance part and getting that done. You could psych yourself out, whether it's wrestling or running or any sport, I'm sure, at one point. But talk about being able to put in those miles and that training regimen that you're on, and of course, so much of it is staying healthy. Talk about your health right now. How are you feeling? Because this month of May is going to be really big for you.
Yeah. Going through the mileage and everything, the off-season is probably the most vital part of my training, is getting in that mileage and making sure to hit the correct amount. So going into the season, I'm feeling healthy and have the training to back me up to start doing those harder workouts and putting in the more workouts and everything that I need to. And a huge part of that is also diet. And the person I am, I tend to not eat the healthiest. So coming into the season, I've been really trying to change that to carbs, protein, and stick to a specific regimen.
And talking to a guy like Dominic Hockenberry over the years, he's headed to Syracuse University. He talks a lot about that, and he's one of the best in the state in AA, and of course what you've done this year, one of the best in the state overall, and people are working on getting to that 9:18 mark, and it looks like one or two may have already this year in Pennsylvania. But when you talk about obviously the first goal for you will be qualifying at districts and then hoping to make it to states. That's a whole other mental game, making it to Shippensburg University. But I think you're prepared for that. Tell us about what those next few weeks are going to be like for you.
I'm going to start cutting back a little bit on the mileage and starting to focus on less, like harder but shorter workouts such as 400, 800, trying to get the speed in that I haven't had with the other workouts like I've been doing distance up to this point. So I'll be trying to create a sharper turn over my muscles and everything and get that in.
Well, Matt, you have a real bright future ahead of you, and let's talk a little bit about your selection after high school, where you're headed, and why you chose it. Tell us about it.
Going through my college search, it became a lot, especially in the beginning of senior year. With 1 week, I'll be at this college, the next week I'll be there. I was missing all this school, and I'd say probably a few months into it, it became overwhelming, and at one point I went home and sat down and thought out of all the colleges. And when I went to Lehigh, there was this specific genuine quality to the coaches, the teammates, the overall campus, and I felt not necessarily at home, but I felt like a place where I could be for the next 4 years comfortable. I felt like I'd be valued there. And I not only loved the team and everything, but I loved the university and everything it could offer me. And the one thing that really stuck with me was the coach told me he can not only secure me the next 4 years of athletics, but my athletics will be only temporary. So he can help secure me a future after college and everything that comes with it also.
Matt, let's talk a little bit about that career path that you chose, a really interesting one. Tell us about what you're choosing.
Going to college, I plan on studying biology with the pathway of becoming a doctor in pre-med.
Awesome career path for you, and a real challenging one, that's for sure. Let's talk about your family, and tell us about them being there for you and what they've done for you to get you to this point in your life where, hey, you're moving on to a great opportunity.
My family, it sounds corny, you hear it a lot, but they have truly given me every possibility possible. They try to make sure that any opportunity to run, any opportunity to go somewhere and challenge myself, they have given me. And in fact, I always joke with them about this, and they always laugh too. In the past 6 years, my whole track and cross country career, they've never missed one meet, no matter where it was, whether it be in North Carolina for nationals or up in New York or down in Virginia. And to have them there to support me, I could always look at the sidelines and say, okay, just run your race. They're here to support you. And that made a huge difference to me over the years.
Family that travels together stays together. That's nice to hear, Matt.
Yeah.
And great that they have you and you have them. And, of course, a great opportunity for you coming up here in the next few weeks. So let's talk about your teammates and pushing them along. And whether it's distance guys or sprinters or some field participants, tell us about that bond you have right now with the Trojans at North Pocono.
This season has been one of my favorite seasons. We're coming along as a team. We lost a few members here and there from graduation and just people who haven't come back out. So we came into the season, I wouldn't say we were disorganized, but we were trying to figure out our places and where we could fit in and how to try and help the team along. And what I've truly come to admire about our team, such as Mike McGee, Matt Slagus, Tyler Musgrave, and all the people on the team, is that we've turned into a family-like atmosphere. We're at the track meets. Everyone's adding up the points. They're checking out to see how someone did, and if they didn't do so well, they go and cheer them up and then say they'll make up the points. And the team that I've been on this season, I couldn't ask for anything more, and it's exciting to think that we have a shot at the league title for our division, and that's coming up next Tuesday, and if we get it, I couldn't be happier, and I'm excited to see the results.
Well, Matt, a lot of success for you here in your senior year, really bright future at Lehigh University. Want to thank you for your time, and always a pleasure when it's a quality student-athlete like yourself, doing it in the classroom, the National Honor Society. Matt, congratulations, and again, the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, John.
Senior Matt Kravitz from North Pocono here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.